Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So if you've stumbled on this video today, it's probably because you've been looking for some small bathroom remodel costs and a general guideline that's going to help you on your own bathroom remodel. So today what I'm going to share with you is some guideline pricing on how much a small bathroom remodel might cost in the UK, along with costs from our very own small bathroom remodel. I'm going to show you before and afters, and also what variables you're going to need to take into account when you're looking at guideline of pricing before you go out and get those quotes. So stay with the video and let's get started. So let's talk about variables. So the variables are going to be anything that's going to alter your pricing, and that is why when we give a benchmark on pricing, you know, 2 grand to 10 grand, there's such a difference because all the different things that you put into your bathroom are going to make a big difference to that. So the first one that is probably the most important, and it's going to drastically increase the price of any small bathroom remodel, is if you're going to be moving your plumbing. So from my personal experience, a lot of small bathrooms have the worst composition. Their layout is poor, it makes the bathroom feel even smaller, and for me, paying for a brand new bathroom and not changing your layout is just something I wouldn't consider because it costs a lot anyway, and if you're not able to maximise and use that space to your benefit, you really are better paying off for moving plumbing. Moving plumbing is going to carry the biggest cost increase on any quote that you get given, and also if your bathroom is, say, on the ground floor and you've got to have the plumbing channeled into concrete, it's going to carry a higher cost than that of a first floor where you've just got to move pipework underneath joists. So there's a couple of things to bear in mind there, and if you're, say, moving just one thing, it's going to be a little bit cheaper than if you were moving 3 things. But in my personal opinion, if you have a really terrible small bathroom layout, you might as well pay for that extra money to get the plumbing moved so you can really enjoy your bathroom to its maximum potential. The second thing is the cost of plumbing fixtures, and plumbing fixtures is just something you cannot miss out. You've got to have your shower, you've got to have your bath, you've got to have your sink, you've got to have a toilet. And if you spend your money on anything in your bathroom remodel, please spend it on those bathroom fixtures. There is a huge difference between some of the cheapest items that you might come across online. You might think you're getting a bargain, but it's cheap for a reason. And when we had our plumber do our small bathroom remodel, much like ourselves, we're trying to keep costs down with remodel. We sent our plumber loads of links, and he was like, this is like the cheapest stuff on the market. And like essentially it was there was a shower tray that was just plastic, and he's like, standing in this, it's just going to feel terrible and it's just going to become something that you might need to replace in a couple of years time. So do listen to the guidance of your plumbers, but yeah, in my personal experience as well, always go for the quality fixtures. It's going to last so much longer and it's worth that extra cost. So number 3, let's talk about all the hardware finishes. That's going to be anything from your toilet flushes to shower heads to heated towel radiators. So the type of finish that you choose is also going to really increase the price as well. Chrome is by far the cheapest, the most popular, and you can get some really good deals on chrome items. So if you want to do a cheap remodel, always go for chrome, and generally is one of the most popular because people just find it blends with their home decor really well. Then if you're looking at options such as matte black, which is very popular, anthracite, or polished brass and antique brass finishes, you are always going to be paying a lot more for these finishes, and especially unlacquered finishes which age over time. So just be mindful about that. If it's your forever home, then absolutely go for whatever finish, you know, that you deem appropriate. But if you are keeping costs down, I would personally go for chrome. I have to mention it here, of course, if you are doing a lot of the labour yourself, this is going to really keep those costs down. And that's something that I would say me and my partner. My partner did most of the work, mine's all the plumbing, so that really did keep costs down for us. So if you are able to do tiling yourself, if you are able to rip the bathroom out, you are going to get rid of some extra labour costs that you can put into higher quality fittings and fixtures instead. And one more variable that I've got to mention here is your location. Location is going to have a huge difference on the cost that you might be quoted for a bathroom remodel. We're based in Devon, so the quote I give you is going to be completely different to someone that is in London. So just bear that in mind as well when you are looking for quotes online and watching this video. Guidelines and prices that I'm giving you today are not set in stone, and it is just a basic guideline based on our experience and what information there is out there online. And one thing I really wanted to mention in this video is what actually is classed as a small bathroom, because this is going to really factor into when you get quotes and what sort of quotation you might be likely to expect. Now, a small bathroom can start anywhere between 1.5 times 1.5 metre upwards to 1.8 metres times 3.6 metres. Now, our bathroom was 1.8 by 1.8, so essentially that is considered as quite a poxy small bathroom. However, there are smaller. And also, what I would say, it is your own perception of what a small bathroom is. These are just guidelines I've given you, and it's likely that this is how a plumber will sort of quote. They normally do quote on square metres of a room. But yeah, what is your perception of a small bathroom as well? Because you might have a 3 metre bathroom. But if that's all you're ever used to, you may feel like it's a small space. So you do need to kind of get rid of your perception when you're quoting for a bathroom, because it is likely of square meterage and how much people are going to quote for those works. So this is the question you've all come here to watch. How much does a small bathroom remodel cost? So with information that I have scoured across the internet, different quotes and firms, and from our own bathroom remodel, the general consensus is that anything for a small bathroom remodel could range between 4 grand to 10 grand and upwards. And this huge price difference is what I mentioned earlier. It's going to really make a difference depending on the variables in your own project. i.e., are you moving lots of plumbing? What type of fixtures have you picked? What hardware finishes? And also, are you doing any of the labour yourself? So at the lower end of that spectrum, around the 4 grand mark, that is probably where you're doing a lot of the work yourself, and you're being savvy with the choices that you make. When you are requiring quotes for your small bathroom remodel, I'd always recommend getting at least 3 quotes. That way you can compare them and see if there is a huge disparity between any of them. So how much did our own bathroom remodel cost? So I'm actually going to show you a snapshot now of what our bathroom did look like before. Our bathroom is 1.8 metres by 1.8 metres, so it's not at the very low spectrum of what a small bathroom is classed as, but it's by nowhere near a big bathroom at all. It's a very small space, and as you can see, the bathroom was the worst layout composition known to man. As you entered, the door would open literally within 2 inches of the sink, which was huge. It jutted in the middle of the bathroom. The bath then took up half of the space, and there was a toilet literally in the middle as you stepped into the bathroom. The bathroom was absolutely disgusting. The shower didn't work, there was horrible vinyl flooring, and it was just such a cold and damp space. And it was the first thing that we did when we moved into the property, and we knew it was going to be one of the most expensive renovations that we did during the project, as my partner was able to do quite a lot of it, but we did have to get the plumbing and some electric bits done that he wasn't able to do. So just to give you an idea of what we did here and costs, we had to move all of our plumbing, like everything. And not only do we have to move our plumbing, it's on the ground floor, so it did involve channeling it into concrete, which also increased our prices because the labour work is more intensive for a project of that scale. Even though it is a small space, you do still have to pay for labour, it's just the same. So the first thing that we did is, obviously my partner ripped everything out, ripped all the tiles out, so we had a complete foundation to start from, and that saved us a real lot of time and labour costs. You're probably looking at around 2 days for someone to do that for you. Instead, we opted for a large shower enclosure, and we picked out a shower head which was 30mm, and I think if you do just have a shower, you want to make it a luxurious experience and make it feel really lovely, and that can be achieved with a waterfall shower of that size. So we did that. We moved the toilet to the back wall, and we added in a sink vanity unit, which was probably a third of the size of the sink prior to this. And for us, yes, a bigger vanity unit would have been best. However, we had to work with the space we had, and this narrow unit really works well. We added in a heated towel radiator because there was absolutely no heat source in the room prior to this. Actually, I lie. there was a heater that you had to pull a handle down and it heat up. It was just the weirdest thing ever. So we did that, that was all fitted, it was all installed, and then my partner had to level the floor and lay the tiles himself. We also added some shiplap panel into the walls, and my partner did that as well prior to the project taking place. So my partner was able to do a lot of the work, so we saved a lot of costs there, but the plumbing fixtures we picked were by no means cheap, and we definitely went on our recommendations of the plumber, which I'm so glad that we did. It's our first bathroom renovation, and I literally had no idea about quality of shower trays, which I do now. So yeah, plumbing fixtures, and obviously we moved all of our plumbing, like literally everything was different. So new ports had to be channeled throughout the concrete, which obviously increased our costs. We also had the electrician to change our pendant, and we had to have an extractor fan moved as well. So all in all, the total cost was £4,500, approximately, more or less, which I think is pretty good for a small bathroom remodel. We opted for the higher quality plumbing fixtures, which I'm really glad we did, but you can see that if you have that labour cost as well, it is going to be over that £6,000 mark. And for such a small bathroom still, it does seem like a real lot of money for such a small space. So it is something you do need to consider when you're looking to get a small bathroom remodel. Is it worth it for your space? And is it something that's going to add value to your property, especially if you are looking to sell it? As you can see, our small bathroom now is usable, it's inviting, it actually feels warm in the winter now, and it's just testament to the fact that small bathrooms can be beautiful too. You do just have to be really, really clever with your layout. I'm hugely passionate about layouts because I think it's a really integral part of an interior design process, and for me it is the science that pulls everything together, and you need that function there. So if you do have any small bathroom remodel questions, you want me to have a look at a layout, please leave a comment below and I'll come straight back to you. I hope you found this video useful today for your small bathroom remodel. If you've got any questions at all, please leave them in the comments below and I'll come straight back. Do hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this, and don't forget to check out my blog, which I'll link in the comments below.